Falcons Nation, it's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I would like to talk about defensive end Zach Harrison. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content or NFL content. If you'd like to follow your boy on Twitter, Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. If you'd like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel as well. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So in today's video, as I mentioned, I would like to talk about defensive end Zach Harrison. And Zach Harrison is starting to break out. I really feel like he's having a breakout season. Zach Harrison is in his third season with our Atlanta Falcons, drafted out of the University of Ohio State. And he goes about 6'5", 275 pounds to 280 pounds. He does currently lead our Atlanta Falcons in sacks this season with 3.5 sacks on the season, about 17 tackles and 4 tackles or TFLs, tackles for loss. And he's one of those guys that really stood out in this last game that we played against the 49ers. He had a crucial stop against Christian McCaffrey in the backfield towards the end of the game. But he was one of those guys that's been pressuring the quarterback all season, a guy that's starting to jump off the screen and jump off the film. If you go look at the Atlanta Falcons tape and things of that nature. And I really feel like Zach Harrison has been one of those unsung heroes for this Atlanta Falcons team as far as his versatility. He's one of those guys that can not only stop the run, but he's a guy that lines up on the inside at that 3-tech position. And he also slides out and plays that defensive end role as well. So he is one of those guys that I think has been creating havoc when you talk about the trenches and the defensive line. And he is one of those guys that I don't think anybody really had leading the Atlanta Falcons in sacks this season. We talked about before the season guys like Leonard Floyd, guys like Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. But it's been Zach Harrison who's really taken that next step. He's only 24 years old. And I really feel like this Atlanta Falcons team has a lot of young talent. I really feel like Terry Fontenot has done a great job of infusing this defense with a lot of young talent all over the defense, but especially in the trenches. We have so many different guys that are still developing, but are taking that next step. When you have guys like Brandon Dorlus, guys like Ruka Rororo, Zach Harrison, when you look at the likes of Braylon Trice, who hasn't even played in any live games, only in the preseason due to his knee injuries and things of that nature. But you have the James Pierce Jr.'s of the world and the Jalen Walkers. So we've seen throughout these last couple years, the Falcons go in the draft and bring in these young players, especially in the trenches. And now we're starting to see the fruits of our labor as far as, we're seeing the dividends from us going in the draft and developing these guys and things of that nature. So I do think that Coach Nate Ollie and the defensive staff have done a great job developing these guys and working with these guys. Zach Harrison's been a guy that's kind of been a backup over the last 2 years. When he came in, he didn't see a ton of snaps in his first 2 seasons as far as, getting the starting nod and things of that nature. But he has started all 6 games this year. Usually he starts off at that 3-tech position on the inside of the interior of the defensive line with Onyemata. But this year they've been using him up and down the line. So he's not only playing inside, but he's also a guy that has versatility to play outside. So I've been really, really impressed with Zach Harrison. I definitely think that he's one of those guys that's going to just continue to get better. But one thing I love about him is he always keeps his gap integrity for the most part. If his job is to stay in the A gap or the B gap, he's always there for the most part. If it's his job to set the edge, he's really good when he's in at that defensive line of setting the edge and not letting the running back or letting the quarterback get outside. And he's made winning plays all season long. If you think about the game on Monday Night Football 2 weeks ago against the Buffalo Bills, he chases down Josh Allen, tips the ball, puts his hand up, and causes an interception at the end of the game where D'Angelo Malone catches the interception off the tip. So Zach Harrison has done a lot of different things for this Atlanta Falcons team, but he is one of those glue guys that I think is starting to break out. Not only does he play defense, but he's also played special teams for our Atlanta Falcons over the last couple years. So he's definitely one of those guys that I think we have to continue to watch for, as far as his development and his ability to continue to make plays. Now, I don't know if he's going to finish the season as far as leading the team in sacks, but right now, through the first 6 games of the season, he's arguably been the best interior defensive lineman for this Atlanta Falcons unit, for this team. So with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts on Zach Harrison. I have a lot more content coming for you guys. If you enjoy my content, make sure you hit that like button and hit that subscribe button for your boy. We are currently on the road to 3,000 subscribers and beyond. Of course, as always, Falcons Nation, rise up, be blessed, peace.